Hello, welcome back to my channel. I've got another episode in my Clone Your Clothes series today, where I take a piece of clothing and clone it or copy it to make my own pattern. Today I'll be cloning these pants. They're kind of cropped, wide leg, they have pockets, elastic waist, high waisted too, which is a plus, and they're just super easy to chuck on. So what you're going to need is paper, French curve ruler, pencil, tape, black marker, and of course your pants to copy. Okay, to get your pattern, tape up a bunch of pieces of paper, grab your pants, fold them so that the back crotch seam is matching, lay them flat on the paper, carefully draw around the outline of the pants, add at least 1 centimeter seam allowance. To get the waistband, gently stretch your pants and roughly get that in, and don't forget that'll be on the fold. And do the exact same thing to get the front pieces of the pattern, and this is what it should roughly look like. Next, cut your paper pattern out and get your fabric ready. Here's my assistant, clearly helping. Not sure about that. So I've chosen to use this Gumdrops fabric. It's by the lovely Ellie Whitaker. I'll pop a link to her website down below if you're interested in checking out her work. It's amazing, and if you haven't heard of her, she's an Australian designer. You need to check her out. Once you've gotten all your pattern pieces cut out of the fabric, you're basically ready to start sewing. So I've got 2 back pieces, 2 front pieces, 2 waistband pieces, a front and a back, and I've cut an extra chunk to lengthen the back piece because I didn't quite have enough, so that's it there. And then, as always, I went rogue and decided to cut 2 front pockets with linings and 2 back pockets, and I used the pattern from my Lander pants to get the pattern pieces for that. Alrighty, so iron all your pieces ready to start sewing. Then jump on your sewing machine and sew the 2 front pieces together at the crotch seam, and do the same with the back pieces. I also went ahead and finished the crotch seams with my overlocker. So now I'm going to jump over and start working on the back pockets, and I'm also going to start working on the front pockets and the lining of the front pockets. Once you have prepared your pockets, pin them to the front piece. And do the same for the back. Then head on over to the sewing machine and sew them on. Next up, lay your front piece and your back piece together and pin down the sides. Then sew them up at the side seams. Finish your side seams off nicely with your overlocker. And then I'm going to begin working on the waistband. And while I was working, I realized I'd done something wrong with the length of the waistband. So I had to go back and fix that. And that was fine. Like, that's the whole process in itself. I've attached the waistband with pins, and I'm going to take it over to my machine and sew it down with a straight stitch, and be really careful when I sew the waistband on. Make sure you press your waistband. It just makes life a bit easier when you go back and sew it on properly. Press down the top of the waistband about 1 centimetre, and then fold it over in half, press it down again. Alright, very carefully pin along your waistband, and this will end up being the casing for your elastic. Very carefully sew your waistband down. Go slowly, because if anything's going to stuff up, this is going to be the moment when it does. Trust me. That's just a snapshot of real life in the studio with me and a toddler. So next up, I'm attaching the waistband, and it's essentially going to be one big casing for your elastic. So I went a bit rogue and decided, I was watching a video by Rosary Apparel, and she did a paper bag type waistband, and I thought I'd give that a crack on these pants. So I ended up sewing 3 small channels, and 2 will have the elastic threaded through them. The top section will be left free for a slight kind of ruffle situation. So go ahead and measure yourself to get your waist with your elastic, and then thread them through. So I needed 2, and I used the very thin elastic. Thread them through slowly. In reality, this job takes forever, this step. So just take your time. It can be pretty frustrating, but you'll get there eventually. Finally, sew the ends of your elastic together. And then go ahead and close up the spaces in your casing. Oh look, my cute little assistant's back. Alrighty, so the final stage is to overlock and hem up the bottom of the pants. Oh geez, look at that cheeky little face. Alrighty, we're done. So let's have a look. Okay, so for an experiment, these have turned out really, really cool. I love the fabric, obviously. I think I might need to take in the seams at the hips just a teensy bit because they're a tiny bit baggy there and I don't really like that. But honestly, I really like them. I think if I was going to wear them more, instead of just like hanging around home, I'd probably take the waistband off and add a thicker, proper elastic waistband like the original pants, and then I would 100% wear them out in the world all day, every day. They're just so comfy. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys next time.